Hi everyone, welcome to Beyond the Evidence. This is the channel where justice matters. My name is Marv. I am a true crime fanatic, and I love to dig deeper into the mysteries of unsolved cases. Join me as we search for missing persons, uncover the clues in unsolved murders, follow along with jury trials, and we'll be a voice for the voiceless. I'll share with you the facts, the theories, the clues, the evidence, and the controversies that surround these cases. This is Beyond the Evidence. Hello, everyone. So sorry I'm late. Do you ever notice that whether it's your personal life or true crime, sometimes lightning and bad things just keep happening? I've learned that well in the past week. We've got different things that we're going to discuss tonight. Tonight's live stream is titled True Crime News. We've got a win, and we've got some not so much wins. All right, so in the past week, let's see, I've hit a deer. I found out not only that the front of my car is damaged, but so is the back. Tonight, the reason that I postponed the live for What the Hells is because I had to go get a rental car. My car is in pieces. We got pictures yesterday, and it is in pieces. There's no driving it. So let's see what happened after I hit the deer. The washing machine broke. Yep, had to go get a new washer and dryer. That got delivered on Wednesday. Sunday, I got sick. I was sick all Monday. And then today, the large garage door, the big springs, there's two of them on either side. Well, one decided to break. So now we cannot open the large garage door. Telling ya. But I'm making the best of everything. As I said, I went and got a rental car tonight. And tomorrow morning, I am headed to Two Rivers, Wisconsin. My sister and sister-in-law are going with me. And we are going to go and search for 3-year-old Elijah View. So I'm happy that they're going to go with me. Takes about 2.5 hours to get there from where I am. I do have to make a stop to pick up my sister-in-law, but we should be there, I'm assuming, by about 11:30. And we're going to join the search groups. I'm going to get a lot of footage of the town, the area of where it happened, and then I'll also get footage of us searching. I have been cooped up in the house, and I need a day out of the house, and this is how I chose to have my day out of the house, is to go search for Elijah View. There are no updates on his case. They're still searching. I have a place that I can go. Boots on the ground, 50 Shades of Faye. Exactly. They have like a staging place where they're sending searchers in groups. So we can go there and get in one of the search groups and go searching. So I'm glad that I can do that, and that's how I prefer to get out of the house for the day. I have the rental car till Sunday at 5 o'clock, so we're gonna go from there. Yeah, I have had a ton of things go wrong. When it rains, it pours. You got that right. Probably all the balls that have hit it. No, I don't think I've hit the spring with the ball. I think it's the weather. And what Andrea is referring to is I have one of those big blue sticks, and I throw the ball out. I sit in the step inside the garage, and I throw the ball outside. Well, I try to for the dog. Sometimes I miss. Don't make it outside. I've hit everything in the garage, I think, but I don't think I hit the springs. I think it's from the weather and just wear and tear. Oh, you're welcome. You know, this is something that I want to do more. With me being in Wisconsin and a lot of the things happening outside of Wisconsin that I cover, I'm not able to go as much as I would like to, especially working full time. So I'm definitely going to this one since it's close enough. Guard your heart. Yes, I will. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what has been going on in the true crime news this week? There are so many stories, I can't keep track of them all. The biggest one for me right now is the Elijah View case. As you all know, he went missing on the 20th of February. His mother, yeah, keep your head on a swivel, as mom would say. Definitely, I will do that. So Elijah View's mother lives in Wisconsin Dells, which is about 2 hours away from Two Rivers. The man that she sent Elijah to is supposedly her boyfriend, and she sent him there for disciplinary measures. 3 years old, and he needs disciplinary actions taken on him. I don't think so, lady. I think you're whacked, is what I think. And the mother and the boyfriend are in jail where they belong, as far as I'm concerned. This is not going to end good. It's not. It's been about 2 weeks, and there's no sign of him. The only thing they have found is a shoe that fits the description of the shoes that he was wearing. We know that this man only changed his diaper once a day, barely fed him, made him stand for hours upon hours at an end, saying, "I'm sorry, mommy," and praying. That was his punishment. She's definitely whacked, yeah. Okay, so Wisconsin Amber Alerts. I am going to I'm using Bing, everybody. This is my best new thing, the Copilot. And it helps me get answers just like that. So, I'm going to present my screen and share it to you because I absolutely love it. And like I said, I can get information lightning quick. So, for example, it shows up on my page, and all I did was type in, give me details on Wisconsin Amber Alerts. So it says the Wisconsin Amber Alert system is a crucial tool for swiftly disseminating information about abducted children. Here are the key points. It's an emergency child alert, abduction alert designed to save the life of a child. It's a collaborative effort involving various entities. And this is a list of the entities that are involved: Wisconsin Department of Justice, Wisconsin Department of Transportation, Wisconsin Broadcasters Association, Wisconsin Public Radio, Wisconsin Educational Communication Board, Wisconsin Department of Revenue, Division of Lottery. Well, I don't get that one. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, local law enforcement agencies. So when a child is abducted or in danger, an Amber Alert goes out with descriptive information to the public as soon as possible. Criteria for issuing an Amber Alert in Wisconsin is the child must be 17 years of age or younger. The child must be in danger of seriously bodily harm or death. Initiating agencies must have enough descriptive information about the child, suspect, and/or suspect vehicle to believe an immediate broadcast alert will help locate the child. Note: Amber Alert is not used for runaways or family abductions unless the child's life is in danger. So the local law enforcement agency in that jurisdiction requests an Amber Alert. The Department of Justice evaluates the criteria and investigation status, and then the Amber Alert is activated through various methods. As we all know, those methods are over television and radio, wireless emergency alert systems, meaning sent directly to cell phones, Amber Alert Wisconsin website, highway message boards, lottery terminals. So that is why the lottery board is on there. A lot of people go to look at their numbers to see if they won or to buy tickets. So all of our lottery terminals have any Amber Alert on them. And then the Wisconsin Crime Alert Network. And then what it does is it gives me sources to look at where it got this information. And it can give me the newest Amber Alerts that have come out. And all of these are about Elijah View. Well, I don't know what it is for the other states, but that's how Wisconsin works. Each state has their own set of criteria. So, yeah. I mean, there's lots of times where, okay, so for example, as I told you guys, when we were watching the Delphi documentary on CW, when it went out on that Tuesday, on the 20th, there was a section of the documentary that we could not hear because across our screens was the Amber Alert for Elijah Wood or Elijah View. And then it came to the phones, and it went out to all the billboards on the highways and to the lottery terminals and everywhere. So it is frustrating when some children get them and others don't, but it all depends on if they meet that criteria or not. If they don't have enough information, they can't issue one. So I think that's the biggest thing. Some states do require a vehicle has to be involved in order to issue an Amber Alert. What states those are, I don't know. And it's sad because not all cases have a vehicle involved. So that is up to those states to change their criteria. So that is the story that I'm following the most. As I said, tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm heading to Two Rivers to go help search for Elijah. It's only 2.5 hours away, and it's the least I can do instead of sitting here feeling helpless in a lot of these situations. Okay. As you all know, I need to start coffee IV 2 hours before I leave. Yeah, exactly. Well, and let me tell you, this rental car that I got is very small and compact, and I'm not used to that. And driving that tonight, I couldn't get the key out of the ignition when I turned the car off. I had to Google it and realize that you have to push in and turn. With my car, I have keyless start, so I don't have to have a key. So I'm learning things all again about these little cars. So today we did get a win, and anybody who's been following this case out of Florida, actually I think it's out of Connecticut. It is the disappearance of Jennifer Dulos. Jennifer went missing. They have never found her. They are certain that her husband did something to unalive her. Unfortunately, he unalived himself, so he could not be prosecuted for it. But his girlfriend was. Her name is Michelle Troconis. So if you've been following that trial, it's been crazy. It's been a long trial. A lot of people didn't think that a lot of people thought the jury would come back as hung. We've been waiting 3 days for a verdict. Right away this morning, we got that verdict. We were shocked. We expected the jury to go deliberate right away, and all of a sudden we saw action in the court, and we're like, what's going on? They got a question already this morning. The judge says, jury just sent a note. They have a verdict. So, Michelle was very shocked by these verdicts. She was found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, tampering with physical evidence, second-degree hindering prosecution, conspiracy to commit tampering with evidence, and there was a couple. Those were the main four. I think there was 6 altogether, or maybe it was 2 of each. I'm not sure. But she was found guilty on all charges. Landra, how you doing? She says, hello, Marv, and everyone in the live. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate it so much. Your van is in 07. Yeah. So, yes, she was found. Thank you so much, Elandra. I appreciate it so much. She was found guilty. This is another case, everyone, where we've gotten justice in the courts, just like Harmony Renee. We've gotten justice for Harmony. We now have justice for Jennifer, but it's not over yet in either one of these cases because we need to find them. Now, Harmony's case, if you've been following the aftermath of that trial, her mother, Crystal, has been doing a lot of interviews. They are hopeful now that they have more information and have been able to release more information to the public about where Adam went in that van, that there's a very good chance that Harmony will be found. With Jennifer, it's not so easy. They really don't know where to start looking for her. They really don't. And it's hard to say where he put her. I'm hoping for her children that one day she is found, just like Harmony, so that they both can be buried respectfully and properly. It will be a big closure to Jennifer's children and her mother and her close friends and family, just as it will for Harmony's mother and her close friends and family. It just seems like I opened the show and I said, you know, lightning in life and in true crime, it seems like things hit all at once. And really within the past few weeks, it really has. It really has. Thank you so much, Elandra, for the super sticker. I appreciate it so much. These cases keep rolling in faster than we can keep up with them. They really do. Just tonight, I'm being told of another case of Madeline Soto. I don't have a lot of information, but this is a 13-year-old from Florida. She's been missing since Monday. And I believe she was coming home from school when this happened. Her mother's boyfriend has been arrested. And today, unfortunately, they found Madeline Soto's remains. So like I said, everybody, these cases keep coming out faster and faster than we can keep up with. They really do. I mean, I could quit my job and do this full time and still not have enough time in the day to report on all of these trials and cases of women, children, men going missing, being unalived by strangers, by their own loved ones. It's just crazy. It really is. It's not just moms, it's dads too. I mean, look at Audrey. She was with Dad. I have not found a PC for Madeline yet, but it is something that we are going to look into. I will be reporting more on this story next week. Tomorrow is all about Elijah. Sunday, I am doing a different kind of what I call crime broadcast. And if you've ever heard of What the Hales, they are a big YouTuber on YouTube. I started watching them about 3-4 years ago. And it's Jeremy and George, Jeremy Hales and his fiance George. How did I get hooked into What the Hales? Andrea, you're gonna laugh. Of course, it's because George plays Elvis coin pushers, and I love to watch coin pushing videos. So that's how I found them. Then I started watching their other videos. And what I learned about these two individuals is that they love to treasure hunt. And it doesn't matter whether it's storage units or artifacts, things in the yard, metal detecting, all that kind of stuff. But what really, really drew me into them is that this couple has a heart of gold. They help so many people. They're not just in this to make money for themselves. And when I say they help so many people, the first people that they helped was a very young couple. Yeah, I can get you a link to their channel. So this young couple needed a place to live, and Jeremy has houses that he rents out. Oh, yeah. We're going to get into that, Andrea. So the couple's name is Christian and Patience. Very young, young kids in their 20s, starting out in life. And Jeremy took them in, gave them a house to live in. Jeremy and George both did. And he's like, listen, you guys need jobs. I need help. Come work for me. I'll pay you to work. We'll discount the rent off your work. And I'll teach you everything I know about this business. And he has. It's been amazing. If you go back and watch the older videos, it's awesome. So that I fell in love with. The fact that they help people. They not only help this young couple, they've actually given sight to one of their viewers with laser surgery. They have bought storage units that have had urns and the remains of their loved ones, and have paid their own money to buy that storage unit because the person couldn't pay for it, and have returned everything to their family members. They call it Restorage the Love. And then you got to watch Christmas 2023. This couple and the community that they moved to in Otter Creek, Florida, brought Christmas back to that community. They bought so many toys that they let all the children in Levy County come to their schoolhouse to what they called Christmas in the Creek. It was a big to-do. These kids got presents, they got food, they had a great time, and they did this all for the community. And that's what I love about this couple. So they're originally from Ohio, and when COVID hit, before COVID hit, within a year's time, George had cancer in her thyroid, recovered from that, and a year later got breast cancer. Recovered from that, but still had some health issues. And when COVID hit, being from Ohio in the town that they were, everything's closer together. She needs to rest and recuperate, which she is now. She's all rested and recuperated, doing good. But what they did is they made their dream come true, and they did it earlier than what they planned on. They wanted to move to a very small town in Florida where nobody knew them and have a place that they could go and just be themselves. Well, you know what? That didn't happen. And the reason that didn't happen is because the 70 acres that they bought was sold to them illegally, first of all. And then the city realized how big of a YouTuber they were and overcharged them for their water bill. So that's been a battle. But as you all know, the bigger YouTubers get more trolls and more piranhas. And unfortunately, Jeremy and George were stalked by a woman in Florida. This woman is a con artist. She's in it to get money from Jeremy and George or anything else she could get from them. Elandra, thank you so much. I think you're really going to love their videos. Judy says they are a fantastic couple. They are. So this woman stalks them on YouTube first, right? Then what happens? She moves across the road from them. She stalks them to where they went and moved. They go there in the winter to just chill and do their thing. And she moved across the street. And when she couldn't get their attention the way she wanted, she turned on them. She had a bunch of Facebook groups. She badmouthed them and lied about them. She handwrote signs. Now, okay, I have to say allegedly. She handwrote signs that said that Jeremy is the Ohio, and I'm using his words, and you're going to know what I mean, because it's not nice at all. He's the Ohio rapist. Now, re-say that words in the right way. She put signs all over town defaming his name. Florida would not give them a protective order against this crazy woman and her ex-husband who bought the property across the street. They don't even live in a house. There's no house on the property. She, along with her child, lives in a metal shed. No running water, no bathroom. He lives in the camper on the land. And what she did is she created a 501c for a tortoise rescue on this property. She did it for one reason only. She knew that Jeremy loved turtles because on every live stream, on every video that he was in up until this point, he constantly said, "I love turtles." He loves animals. This woman has 39 alias names. So in order to get a protection order against these people, they had to go back to Ohio, where the Ohio courts looked at just a little bit of their evidence and said, this woman is crazy. Absolutely. Here's a 2-year permanent order. Now, this permanent protection order is good in every single state in the United States. These people are not supposed to come within 500 feet of Jeremy and George. The first day they go back to Florida for the winter, they go straight to the sheriff's office to give them the protective order. Guess who's there? Yep. They call her Lynette, and him, John Crook, showed up, was waiting for them to come to town. Showed up, went by their car, went by their vehicle. They've continued to be within 500 feet of them. They had to go to Ohio to go to court where this permanent protection order is in place. So Lynette decides that she's going to try to get a protective order in Florida against Jeremy. You have got to go watch the court proceedings. And the reason I'm saying this is because of a few reasons. The judge, the first hearing, and this isn't being talked about on other shows, okay? And we're going to get into this a lot more. There's a lot more that I have to say on Sunday about this couple and why I'm supporting them. Okay? But this judge is out of his freaking mind. He's trying to take away Jeremy's First Amendment right. He's taken that away. He's taken away his Second Amendment right to bear guns and to protect himself. And it's causing so much havoc. Now, like I said, Sunday night, we're going to get into this a whole lot more. Okay? But the reason I am bringing this up on this channel is because of what we talk about on a daily basis in our true crime community. Levy County refuses, and I mean refuses, to arrest these people when they're breaking the protective order. Refuses. Instead, they say it's got to go to the state attorney, and the state attorney's got to look at each infraction and decide whether he's going to press charges or not. Now, in our community, do you think that would really work? Look at the DV cases. Are you trying to tell me that this is a neighborly dispute, okay, and you will not arrest somebody that's got a protective order against them that's breaking that order? Does that mean that in Levy County, Florida, if a woman has a protective order against another individual due to DV, they will not arrest him? Is that what that means? Because if they're doing it for a neighbor dispute, you know darn well they're doing it for DV situations too. And that's wrong. The reason women go to get these protection orders is so that nothing happens to them. And then you wonder why people are afraid to go get a protection order, because it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. If you want to hear more about this whole situation and what this judge is doing and how he is biased against What the Hales and Jeremy Hales and what he's doing to try to take away our First Amendment rights, join me on Sunday, because that live is going to be all about this situation. And it just doesn't affect my First Amendment rights. If this judge gets his way, anybody in this chat could say something negatively, and I could go to jail for it. That's why this is important. And this is the biggest legal battle for First Amendment rights for YouTubers, journalists, and anyone alike, and anyone that supports them. Okay, enough on that. Like I said, you want to hear more? I'm going to give you all kinds of information on Sunday. I'm going to give you other channels to go and watch, because now a YouTube lawyer is involved. And some of his other friends are involved, and they're reporting on this. They're actually reading documents. They're actually showing the videos from the courtroom. But if you want to see all of them, go to What the Hales. They're on his YouTube. Go and look in the Otter Creek playlist. You can see it all. Crazy. If this judge gets his way, I can tell you there's a bunch of people in trouble. Judy says a lot of times no, most times the authorities don't want to mess with a protective order. Right. So not only are we going to use this story for First Amendment rights, but we're going to use it to fight the injustice of these law enforcement not doing anything with these protective orders. Case in point. Next thing that we're going to talk about is something that Andrea sent me. And it's out of Kokomo, Indiana, of all places. I just have to find it. Here we go. Another winner. Not. Last year, police found burnt bones in a dumpster during the search for a missing Kokomo woman. Oh, I gotta add it back. So this is the article that Andrea sent me. In mid-January, 44-year-old Brandy Bradley of Kokomo went missing. A video posted to her social media prior to her disappearance may have been tragically prophetic. If I end up unalived and my body, which has been torn apart, is found all over Kokomo, it was John Christie, Bradley warned on her Facebook, her social media page. On Tuesday, 16 days after a missing person report was officially filed for Bradley's disappearance, Jonathan Christie was arrested on one count of murder. Police said his arrest stemmed from their investigation into the missing woman, but have not confirmed if the woman's body has been found. Court documents obtained by Fox 59 and CBS 4 reveal that the search for Bradley led investigators to trace Christie's steps. One of the places that search led police was to a dumpster in Kempton, where Christie allegedly threw out some debris from a job site. In that dumpster, amidst bits of ash and melted debris, investigators found bones. And a doctor believes that those bones are human. So a missing persons report wasn't filed for Bradley until February 11th. Police said that she was last seen and heard from on January 19th. From the beginning, Christie was a suspect in Bradley's disappearance. Bradley lived in Christie's home, who later told police he had a bad habit of taking in strays. Several friends of Bradley told police that Christie had been harming Bradley in the past, including choking her. Bradley made posts on social media about her issues, including the post where she predicted her unaliving at his hands. Investigators said police were called out to the home where Christie and Bradley lived 5 times between December 30th, 2023 and January 19th. There had reportedly been a lot of arguing and fighting in the home. Now, a lot of things were done between the two of them. At one of these locations on February 14th, police reportedly found a small red stain believed to be blood. We're going to do this story all by itself. But one of the reasons I'm bringing it up now, and Andrea, you can correct me if I'm wrong, But I do believe this woman had gone to police in the past and asked for help. And did she get it? No. And in the end, okay, 5 times she went to police and asked for help. 5 times. And they ignored her pleas for help. And now look what happens. She is no longer alive because of him. Now, this ties back into one of the reasons that we're talking about what the hells. You say, okay, she went to police. Why didn't she go to court to get a protective order? Well, if the law enforcement don't enforce the protective orders, what good is it? You just make the other person even more mad, and they double down and do what they're going to do. Oh, Judy says, I just got drawn for possible jury duty until the end of June. Boy, I hope I get picked for this case. Wow. Mom, that's crazy. I want to be on a jury, but I don't think I ever will. Yeah, she was the one paying the rent at the house and refused to move out. So, this is an example of how we're going to tie all these stories in together. It's a nightmare out there right now. And we have got to start voicing our displeasure with what's going on. And we have got to find a way to make law enforcement do their job. Crazy, I'm telling you, the amount of stories. So right now, if I had a month's time in one day, I could tell you about this story. I could give you all the details about Delphi. I could give you all the details about Tabitha's case. I could give you all the details about Audrey Cunningham. I could give you all the details about Madeline Soto. I could give you the details about how the Mendez brothers may have new evidence and get a new trial. Who else could get a new trial? Oh, yeah, Scott Peterson from California, the man that was convicted and was sentenced to death row for unaliving his wife and baby boy. I could tell you about Lori Vallow Daybell. I could tell you about what's his name? Now I lost it. The guy Dorman, the one that unalived his 3 kids in the yard. I mean, there are so many stories that I could give you. I just don't have enough time in the day to do it. You know, and I like to deep dive into these cases, and I'm realizing I just can't do it. I'm gonna have to start doing some short 15, 20, 30 minutes pre-recorded videos just to give you a general overview of the case and where it's at now. And yes, Elandra, this is another one. Susan Smith. She's up for parole. Kayla Montgomery is up for parole. There is just so much, and it's so overwhelming. And I've told you all that I don't want to be just a Delphi channel. I'm not giving up on Delphi. I'll never give up on Delphi or the Floor 4 or Tabitha's Case. Those are my babies. And there's more that I haven't even named that I can't think of off the top of my head. But then you have these new cases that are popping up, like Elijah View, Madeline Soto. There's all kinds of them. We almost need to make a list of all these cases, divvy them out to the true crime community. Say, you do this case, you do that case, you do this case, you do that case, so that we can get them all out there. Yeah, exactly, Mimi. Yeah. She's up for parole. Yes, and this is another one. He's being forgotten. He's not being talked about as much. Another one is Dylan Rounds. That was so big last year, and it's just dying out. Who haven't we heard of lately? Quentin Simon, what's happening with him? There's so many cases that need to be put back in the forefront. It can't just be about Delphi, the Idaho 4, the bigger cases. All of these cases need to be put out on YouTube. And they need to have a cycle where every few months you do an update on them, But it's very hard for one person who works a full-time job to do all that. Yeah, there's so many of them. So I'm going to do my best. I think that what's going to happen is that there's going to be a lot more short 30-minute pre-recorded videos coming out of me just talking like this to you and doing at least one live a week. If I can fit 2 in, I will. But in order to report on all of these stories and get information out about these victims, it's the only way I can think of doing it right now. So if somebody's got any other idea, let me know. So with that being said, it is almost 10 o'clock here. I am going to jump off for tonight because I am getting up bright and early tomorrow to head down to Two Rivers to search for Elijah View. So that means my butt needs to go to bed so that I can be all rested up for tomorrow. I am taking the camera, the video camera, and a camera. So I will have footage when I get back of Two Rivers, of the area. I'm going to try to get some interviews of some individuals and have video of us searching. So all of you can see what that area is like. Thank you, Mimi. I will definitely have a safe trip. And yeah, Andrea, I'm sure I'll be talking to you on the road tomorrow. Absolutely. So hang in there with me. I'll get this schedule down and we'll be putting out more content and getting more of these cases out in front of people. and getting some of the older cases back out into the front storyline again too. I love you all. Thank you so much for your support, and I will talk to you on Sunday. Bye, everyone.